Hey, what's up guys? Greg Jenkins here from Monkeypod. This morning I was in one of the Keap user groups on Facebook and I saw a question from Janelle asking how to set up a campaign so that the emails were spaced out, but that the third email would only be sent if it was during a specific date range. And there are some complexities when it comes to using different types of timers to structure that type of a flow. But I love campaign builder questions, and specifically I love the logic puzzles that come with the different types of timers. So I took a few minutes to record a response, and I wanted to share with you what I came up with in case it solves a situation for you, just like I hope this makes things simpler for Janelle. But before we jump into it, let me also just call out that if you are looking for training or education on the campaign builder specifically, my Campaign Builder Trilogy course, my CB Trilogy course, is where I would steer you. It is a start-to-finish comprehensive overview of how the Campaign Builder works, why it works, including all of the different functions of the 3 types of timers in the Campaign Builder. And thanks to a partnership with Keap, this course is now free. So you can grab that at cbtrilogy.com if you would like. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the solution I came up with for Janelle. Okay, so here is the question. My campaign has 3 connected sequences. So 3 sequences in a row is the way that I am reading this. The first sequence has 2 emails separated by a 3-day delay timer. The second one has only a run between date timer between today and September 6th. And the third one has another 3-day delay timer and then the third email. And we don't want the third sequence to run after September 9th. So the question is like, is this the correct way to do this? Okay, so I've got the 3 sequences set up here. I don't know what triggers this or what stops this, but I've recreated what was described. Sequence 1 has the first email and then the second email. And then after the second email, they'll flow into sequence 2. We have it set, this is a date timer, to run between yesterday and September 6th. And then we have a 3-day delay and email number 3. And the way that this is going to work is that anybody who signs up now is going to get email 1, and then 3 days later, email 2, and then they're going to pass through. And if it is during this window, right, then they will continue to flow into the next sequence, and 3 days later they will get email 3. But the challenge here is that even after September 6th, they will still flow through, because when they enter the sequence, it'll realize, hey, this timer is in the past, and so it'll just allow the contact to skip. So if they enter this sequence on September 7th or September 15th, right? They'll pass right through, and then this email will be sent on 3 days later. So if it's the 15th when they come through, this will be sent on the 18th. So I guess the point that I'm making is that this won't prevent them from receiving email 3. But what you could do is actually switch this, right? So we could change this to be the date range so that the timer is connected directly to the email. And that is, that's what governs when or if that email is sent. So between now and September 9th at any time. So that would allow us to make sure that, if they enter after September 9th, this email won't be sent because it's attached to that timer. But with the previous configuration, because the timer was in the sequence preceding it, it wouldn't stop that email from being sent. So what we would need to do now is just delete this and replace it with that 3-day delay. But if we're going to do that, we can actually delete sequence 2 altogether and just put the timer at the end of sequence 1. So now we have email 1, 3-day delay, email 2, 3-day delay, and then it will pass through into sequence, what is now sequence 2. And if it is during that window, if it's still within this time range, it'll send email number 3. But if it's after September 9th, then email 3 won't be sent. So this is hopefully a simpler structure that accomplishes the same result. But I wanted to play it out because I know that, you know, timers and the logic between delay timers and date timers or date range timers can get a little convoluted. So whenever I see these questions, I like to try to illustrate it, because I find that the more you have this conversation, the more confident you become. And honestly, the timers in the campaign builder are pretty powerful. So generally, you know, as your understanding of them develops, you start to feel more confident, you know, using them to accomplish different things that maybe you previously couldn't have or weren't willing to attempt. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and maybe even valuable. Like I said, the CB Trilogy course is now free. So if you were looking to level up your understanding of the campaign builder, that is where I would recommend you head next. You can unlock that course at cbtrilogy.com. Take care.